So, cross country, walks through the season this year. What were the highlights?
So cross country, we started training in June. Kids, a lot of the kids came over the summertime. I work all summer at the school, so we did a lot of morning fun workouts. Season officially started July 31st, and we had the kids practice in the morning at 6 a.m. So we did all of our practices before school. First meet was August 14th, and kind of went off and running from there. Started off really strong, lots of PRs out of the gates with the kids being in such good shape. Fortunately, we had some injuries around the September timeframe, and that hurt us a little bit. And then we went into our region meet it was around the 20th of October. And unfortunately, the team did not make it as a whole group to state this year, but we did have one boy that made it, Isaac.
So then, talk about what it takes to be a cross-country runner. I mean, it's hard.
I think it takes a lot of...
Go ahead. So what are the intangibles that you have to be a cross-country runner?
I think you have to have a lot of mental toughness, because I always tell the kids, you can be in the best shape of your life, but you can talk yourself out of any race. Once you hit, typically a lot of the kids, the first mile, they feel terrible because they're not really ready. They're ready, but they're just kind of getting into the groove of the race. Then you hit the 1.5 mile mark, and then you're like, oh my goodness, I'm only halfway through. But you have to be mentally tough just to get through it to the end.
You've been here for 5 or 6 years. What is it about Kings Ridge that you really like and now call home?
I love the sense of community. The kids, we start the season and a lot of the kids know each other, so we kind of start as an individual group, but by the end of the season, I feel like we're a little family.
You're teaching running, but what do you feel like you're hoping to, seep into their minds also outside of athletics, when you see them all the time?
I feel like we're teaching a lot of leadership, teaching compassion for others, being really supportive of your teammates, and being a good friend. And then also just really what it takes to be committed to anything. Whether it's going to be your sport, your studies, and whatever you decide to pursue down the road.
And then, finally, talk about your background. How did you get here?
Well, that's kind of funny. So I'm from the Northeast. I'm actually from New York. I went to school up in New York and then Philadelphia. Went to school at University of Scranton. My husband and I, when we got married, we thought we'd take a 1-year relo to Atlanta, and we've been here now 20 years. So when I first came here, I worked for corporate America. First worked for Philips, and then I worked for Cox Enterprises. And I have 2 boys. So when I had the boys, I worked part-time initially at corporate, and then I worked at home. And then I took a little step back to just really enjoy them growing up. And once they got to school, I started working in the public school system. And then a friend of mine told me about an opportunity at Kings Ridge, and I've been here for 6 years, and could not be more blessed to be here.
You obviously have a passion for kids and sports, and is that something you always had, and how does it help you in your day-to-day life?
Well, I feel like working at a school, because I've done the corporate route, which I enjoyed as well, but kids I feel like they bring an extra energy. And for me, I think I'm in a great situation because I'm not a teacher, so I'm not in front of the kids all day long, because I'm sure there's times where they can drive you crazy in the classroom. So I'm in more an administrative role. So at the end of the day or first thing in the morning, I look forward to seeing the kids. Otherwise, I'm in meetings or just running events, kind of like I'm a corporate person at a school. So to me, seeing the kids is the highlight of my day.
And finally, talk about next year's team. You have a lot of kids coming back. How excited are you for next year's team, moving forward?
So the kids, I think overall, were a little disappointed. We didn't make it as a team until state. And pretty much the day after the race, I just sent out a text, 364 days till the state championship, who's in? And they're all super excited. And even throughout the winter and the spring, we're just kind of keep building that enthusiasm. And my group of senior boys this year, we've had them since they were freshmen, and they are all very, very talented. And I think it's going to be our best opportunity to do well at state. And we have 2 8th graders coming up as well. Or they're going to be 9th graders that are incredible. So we could not be more excited. The team gets bigger every year, and they're just a neat group of kids.